am so glad that all of you took the time to tune in today. We're going to learn about Moxi Impress today. It's the kind of the marketing center that's part of Moxi, and so many of you have maybe come to a class similar to this. Some of the people that are watching, or maybe it's you that's watching, have been to a class that's actually in person on Moxi Impress, and it's kind of a repeat. What we're doing today is a good refresher, but also fresh content to a lot of us as well. You know, we're rolling out Moxi. It's part of this nationwide rollout to all of the Better Homes and Gardens throughout the country. But here in Kansas City, we're kind of getting to beta test a lot of the features that have to do with Moxi. And so we're kind of teaching them and rolling them out to you as agents as we get access to them, which is kind of the fun part. We're not making you wait. We're giving it to you as soon as we have it. And the one that we are really excited about right now, it's all exciting, but the part that we're really excited about now is the Moxi Impress. It's the marketing center where it makes it really easy to market your listings, which we know that a listings-based business is more productive and makes you more money, is a better use of your time as an agent when you focus on a listings-based business. So we're excited that we have these tools that can market your listings really with just a few clicks of a button. So that's really what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to share my screen and show you first off kind of what Moxi is in general. And so let me pull that up and I'll show you kind of this, I don't know, this wheel, I'm sure there's a better phrase for it, but there's this wheel of what Moxi is. And I'm going to start in the top right corner that tells you what, the four different categories of Moxi. And the first top right is Moxi Engage. That's the CRM part. And we're not going to talk much about that today, but in the future, we will. You'll be learning about that soon. But Moxi Engage is really one of the top 2 CRMs out there in the real estate world. And we now get access to it through our partnership and franchising agreement and everything that we do with Better Homes and Gardens National. We get access to all of these things, but especially the CRM, which hopefully you'll find impressive when we roll that out. Down below that is Moxi Websites, and that's the system that really runs our websites that your consumers can find. So maybe you've got a vanity URL that forwards to that Moxi site in the future. Maybe it forwards to your Kansas City home site right now, or a Zap site, maybe some of you remember that. But in the future, you'll have access to a customized website. You guys have probably filled out a survey about what template you like the most, and that's something that'll be coming soon as well. Now moving to the left side is Moxi Present. That's kind of a CMA portion. We've taught you a little bit on that, and more training will come out on that too. That allows you to create a really nice looking CMA and also pull in our seller pages, our listing presentation pages, and our buyer pages. If you had somebody you were doing a market analysis for one of your buyers, that's an option too. And then on the top left, that's really the one we're focusing on today. It's Moxi Impress. And it really is. It says it on the screen. It's marketing made easy. And that's really what we're going to cover here for the next little while. So I'm going to log into Moxi, show you where to do it, and kind of take you through any of the questions that you might have today. And those of you that are watching live, I told you you can raise your hand or put your question in the chat as we go along, and we'll certainly cover it when the time is right. We just released this new Okta single sign-on login page. That's kchagent.com, and you can still get to kind of our legacy KCH Agent pages. You'll see that that's an icon here on the single sign-on. But now when you go to kchagent.com, you log in with your Gmail, Kansas City Homes Gmail account, and when you get there, you'll see kind of some icons like this. Now, Moxi is not one of the icons quite yet, but it will be. We're working through some final details with our friends at Moxi to be able to get it to be a link here. So stay tuned for that. That will be coming soon, a few weeks down the pipeline here. But right now, the best way to get to Moxi is to go through the greenhouse. And we've made it a lot easier to get into the greenhouse. I don't know if you're excited about it or not, but all you have to do now is click on this greenhouse button. Once you get to that kchagent.com and log in with your Kansas City Homes Gmail account, you just click on the greenhouse. Now, I'm logged in as an agent today, Jane, in the Lee Summit office. So I'm not going to click the button. But when you do, for the first time, you might have to put your password in. But then thereafter, it should remember your password and log you in automatically. So you don't have to remember your greenhouse password anymore. Now, it'd probably be a good idea to have it saved somewhere, just in case you need it somewhere in the future. But the first time you log in, you might need it. The second time, it should bring you and log in. And you probably, once you get to the greenhouse, you'll click in the top right of the screen. And those of you watching the recording, that's kind of behind where I'm showing up right now. There'll be a blue login button when you get to the greenhouse, and you click that. You don't have to put in any of your credentials. It logs you in automatically. So I'm logged in as Jane. You guys have been in the greenhouse before. Maybe you've been to some of our greenhouse classes. We continue to offer those on a regular basis, and you can always chat with your broker if you need more training on the greenhouse. But the thing that we're looking for today is under agent tools, and it's Moxi. It's all the way down to the bottom. So if you scroll down, now if you don't see all these options on the left-hand side, that means you're not logged into the greenhouse. So just log in, and then you'll see all these options. It's kind of, it gives you a teaser without logging in, but once you do log in, you'll see all the options. When you click on Moxi here, you'll see that I'm kind of hovering over it right now. Click onto it, and you'll have to click one more time once you get there. Now, once we fix the link with Okta, you'll be able to log in through Okta as far as one easy click goes. But right now, you'll go to the greenhouse, click under Agent Tools, it's down at the bottom, and then you'll click in to log into MoxiWorks. So we've made really what was maybe 5 or 6 clicks now down to about 3. So we cut it in half, and in the future we'll cut it in half maybe again too. I'm logged in as Jane. I wish I looked that good, but Jane's looking good in that picture. You'll see this pop-up come up every once in a while, and when you do, it's really it is what it is. It's an ad, and it's trying to get you to pay for some advertising through Moxi. It's common that it'll pop up on your screen, and what you can do is click this little blue button that says "Don't show me notifications like that again," and it should work. It probably won't pop up again once you do that. I'm going to just X out of it so I can see it again when I teach the class, and I can tell the other students, other kids. I was going to say tell the other kids, tell the other students that it pops up when I teach it next time. But anyway, here's Jane's dashboard. That's what it looks like. And you'll notice up on the top navigation menu, these are all the different items that I mentioned to you earlier, kind of in that spark wheel there that I showed you. Present, that's a good one. That's the CMA one. Remember, engage, that's your CRM. We're going to get to that one of these days. We'll teach you that. We're still working out a few of the details there, getting your contacts over and stuff like that. So we'll have classes on that in the future. The website, we talked about that. You can customize the website, make it your own. You can edit it once we create it for you. It's very editable, easy to use. That's where you can send leads, send your clients to via your postcards or your business cards or wherever you're going to put that link. We'll give you more information on that too. But the one we're looking at today is Impress. I'll click on it in a second. Promote is kind of what popped up. It's that ad where you can pay for some social media advertising and different ads that you can market yourself and your listings on. We'll cover that in the future too. And then Directory is literally what it sounds like. You can pull up a list of all the agents in the company if you ever needed to do that. I guess that'd be a good place to find them. I don't know, maybe you need to call me sometime. You can look me up in there in the directory. You often have my number saved by now, but under here, under Impress, that's the one that we're going to today, okay? That is the Marketing Center platform, and I'm going to pull it up and show you what it looks like. The first time you log in, you'll have some pop-ups, and there probably are tutorials. It would be a good idea to watch the tutorials because it gives you a lot more detail than what I can cover for you in an hour today. So watch those tutorials anytime they pop up in Moxi because you're only doing yourself a benefit. Once you X out of them, they're gone. So give yourself the time to watch those tutorials or at least click through some of those videos and see what they have to tell you because it is useful. When you log into Impress, you'll see usually your listings, if you have any. Now, Jane's 2 listings, for instance, are pending. Both of those are under contract. So your listings that'll show up are either active status, they're pending or backups, or contingent, or they're recently closed. So anything that is active, under contract, or recently closed is what will show up in your automated listings there. Now, in the future, we might have access to coming soon or incoming listings. We're working the details out with our friends at Moxi on that. But right now, you get to see your active and under contract and sold listings. Like I said, Jane's 2 listings are under contract. If you don't have any listings, well, you won't have anything there. But the point is when you do have listing inventory, it makes it really easy to create some great marketing pieces for those listings. And I'm going to show you that right now. Are you ready? Here we go. All right. I hope you're excited. Under these 2 listings, we have 2 that we can choose from. I'm going to choose the one on Albatross because it sounds like a scary street to live on, living on Albatross. But I'm going to click View Projects because that is bringing me 19 projects for Jane's under contract listing. Now, when you have an active listing, the projects are going to be a little bit different. They're going to be themed more for active listings than they would be if the home was under contract or pending. So the themes and the formats are going to be a little different. You might have more templates to choose from when you have an active new listing versus when it's already pending or backups. 19 options are what we have to choose from on Jane's pending listing here. And some of the ideas, you can look through it on your own time when you have a listing, but I'm going to go in and customize a couple of them and just show you how easy it is to do. But the one that I think is useful for you are some of these social posts. So maybe you want to post something on Instagram or Facebook. You can design something completely based off the photos and details of that listing in a simple couple of clicks, and you advertise that that listing is under contract or just sold. And you'll notice that hers says just sold. It's probably small on your screen, but we'll click into it here in a second. If you're going to do an open house, there's templates that are customized to that. Maybe you've got some e-newsletters that you want to send out on that property. You could do that too. Maybe you are going to do an open house flyer. That'd be a great thing to go in and customize. It pulls the photos and descriptions in automatically. There's also a couple options that are like virtual tours where it takes the photos and turns them into kind of a slideshow. It's kind of like, I don't know that I'd call it a virtual tour, but I'll be generous and let it have that name for today. But it really is a slideshow of the pictures of the property. And if you do have like a Matterport link or something like that, you'd be able to create a virtual tour off that too. That is an option. I'm going to go down and click on 2 here to look at the second page of templates. And when I do, you'll see that there's a couple of cool options. One of them is the single property website. So maybe you want to impress your sellers and have a website specifically for that listing. Let's just go ahead and make one. Why don't we? Let's click on it and see what happens. So everything that you're making in Moxi is called a project. And when you click on it, all you would do is click this little edit button. And I'm just going to change maybe some of the website features just a little bit and pull it in there. You know what? I did not save, Gene, the link to that Vimeo video, but that's okay. We'll go on without it. Gene might be able to send it to me in the chat, and we can pull it in if so. But I'm sorry to put you on the spot there. But I will pull up of the website and show you what it would be like to create one. So let's say I have this listing. I want to create a property website. You'll notice that it pulls all the photos from MLS. Maybe there's some that I want to take away, or maybe I have some extra saved on the computer from some drone shots or something like that. You can also upload photos in here. There's no real limit. I mean, you can have up to 50 photos for the property on this single property website. That might be a useful way to do it. Thank you, Gene, very much. Appreciate you. I'll pop that in here in just a second and show you guys what that'll look like. One thing you'll notice with the photos are these little icons, and it's just, we see those sometimes on all sorts of different websites. They're just little things that say, hey, the photo quality is not the best. It's really because they're pulling from MLS, they're MLS quality photos, and it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with the photos. They're going to show up just fine on the website, so ignore that little message. One day, if I get my way, they'll take the message away, but for right now, it's there, and you can just ignore it and go down here at the bottom and click Save and Continue. When you do, it's going to bring up some fields for you to edit some of the text. So maybe you wanted to add in some details about schools or anything like that. You'll notice that it pulls quite a bit from MLS, like bedroom and bathroom count, square footage. It pulls in your MLS description. It makes it really easy. Now, if you do have one of those Matterport 3D tour links, you could include that link here. Now, that field is really just for Matterport URLs. It's really just for 3D virtual tours. And I know there's other companies out there too, not just for Matterport. Anything that's a real 3D tour, that's what that field is for, and you can put that there. But basically, that's how that works. You'll notice that garage space, there's a little glitch, and we're working on maybe getting it fixed. But in the garage count, it is too long. It auto fills in to be too long as it is. So I don't know what I would put in here. I'm going to put 2-car garage instead of spaces, and you'll notice that that leaves me with 1 character left. So you might change it to that in the future. It won't let you move on until you change it. Now look, this one has a default of a YouTube video URL, and that's like a Better Homes and Gardens link that defaults in there. But what I have for this particular property maybe is this video tour that I had my photographer do, and I'm just going to paste that in there. Now, one trick that I'll teach you, we just learned this, by the way, it says YouTube URL. Really, you can put any hosted video in there. Now, you wouldn't be able to do like a video in your Google Drive or something, but you could use your free YouTube account to upload a video through Kansas City Homes. That's a whole other class for a different day. But this video, for instance, is on Vimeo, and I could upload that just the same, and it'll play right there on the website. I guess if you like latitude and longitude, it pulls in there automatically. If you've got that type A personality ready to buy the house, they're going to know exactly where it is there. So you could customize it. You see all the fields there. Take the time to look at it sometime. I'm just going to click save and continue. And Jane's info will pull in here automatically. Sometimes her photo pulls in and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes I find when I'm sharing my screen that it doesn't work for some reason. So your photo should pull in here automatically. And if not, you could always upload it in. And if that happens to you, you can let us know and I'll tell you where you can let little glitches or questions. I'll give you an email address at the end of class where you can know where to send that to if you have something like that pop up. It's good for Jean and Casey and Scott and the whole team to know about it so we can forward that on to Moxi. Anyway, I'll go down and click save and continue. Again, obviously you would take a little bit more time to do it. You'll get this pop-up that says, hey, the project is hosted on the web for viewing. If you make any changes in the MLS, you'll need to you need to update your website. It's not going to update automatically for you. It kind of is what it is. But when I click publish to web, just to show you how powerful of a site that it can be, it's going to take a second. I'm really good at filling the time with words. So here we go. We're filling it. Here it is. Here's the link that then you can also shorten it to be kind of one of those bit.ly links. So this is the link that would be great to put onto social media. It would also be good to turn that into a QR code. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But I'm going to copy this and paste it into my browser and pull up what the website looks like just to show you what it would look like. Here it is. It created everything. All we did was a few clicks of a button, right? It pulls in your photos and your description, everything we've talked about. And here is that video that pulled in automatically from the link that I had there. I wish that was the property. I'm sure Jane wishes that was the property she was selling too. But anyway, that's a video that you could pull in. And this is just a video that's kind of an ad for our company and kind of showcases some different areas that we're putting on the new website. But you could certainly upload any video if you have a video walkthrough. I know that became really popular during COVID, and some of you are still doing that on your listings. It'd be easy for you to pull that over and use too, and it pulls up a map and all of that. There is this contact button here, and when that happens, you will get an email that gives you kind of a lead when somebody clicks that. So you could actually generate leads. You'll notice that it really just pops up an email, so it'll open up the email app on your computer where the people can email you and request information about the property, and that might be useful for you too. So it can be a lead generating website that might be helpful for you, but just one thing that you can do with the Moxi Impress system. So that's where I click publish to web. I'm going to go down here. And by the way, if you ever need to make any changes to it, you would just go back and click this edit button. It saves to that property. So the details are always there. You can easily make changes to it. But the one I want to look at now is right here where it says links and tools. When I click on that, one of the options is, for one thing, to get the link to the thing, what I just showed you. We copied and pasted that link in. But another option is this little mini QR code. And when I click on that, it'll pull up a QR code for that website we just generated. Now, that might be helpful if you were creating like a custom just listed or just sold postcard. You could pull that QR code. All I'd have to do is right click it and copy image or save it on my computer, depending on what you want to do. And you could incorporate that into a postcard design, or maybe a flyer for an open house, or whatever you wanted to do. You could incorporate that into your designs. And there's deeper ways to do that in Moxi too that we will go deeper in future classes. But it's a great way to generate activity. If you held your phone up right now, put your camera on, I mean, you guys know how to use QR codes. You can point it at the QR code right now, and it'll pull up that website that we just generated for that property. And that's kind of a cool feature if you think so. I do. I think it'd be good to market your listings in that way. There's also this little, see this little bar graph thing here. If I click on that, it'll pull up analytics on the site. So it'll let me see who's looked at the site between January 27th and February 3rd. And you'll notice that some of you clicked on it, it looks like. I've had 4 people look at the website, 3, I guess, including me. And so anyway, kind of an interesting thing to know that you can look at the analytics. Those would be great sources of data to give to your seller to say, hey, maybe I want to track this off of my open house flyers. This is how many people clicked onto this website. That might be useful, right? That might be kind of cool. Okay, all right. That is creating a custom website. I'm going to just backtrack a little bit to get back to the screen where it had all of the templates. And to do that, I'm just going to click on the property address here. And you don't really need to remember how to do that. I'm just kind of getting back to where I started so you can look at another project with me. Something that might be common for you to do is to create an open house flyer. And I just want to show you how to do that real quickly. But I'm going to go before that back to the second page where we found that single property website. That's where we clicked on it. But over here to the right is where you can create a video for the property as well. And it's a video in the sense that it's a slideshow. It's pulling your photos from MLS. It's also branding to you. And so I'm just going to click the preview button. This is without any editing. So think about how you could edit it to be a little bit better. But you'll notice this video pulls up. It's got some nice transitions. It pulls in some of the photos. And yeah, when it's that big on the screen, you can kind of tell that they are kind of more low resolution photos. But most people are going to see this video probably on their Facebook feed or in a link that you send to them directly. If you downloaded and hosted this video on YouTube, this could be something that you host on that website we just created. That would be an idea. But anyway, pulls in your contact info. And that site link right now is not the way that it's going to be long term. You might want to edit that under the edit button when you create your video, but that's because we haven't launched the website portion of Moxi yet. But that is something that would be good to look forward to. That was under the projects folder too. Let's say we're doing that open house and we need a flyer that's easy to create one. I'm going to show you how to customize it just a little bit. You can follow along on your screen, and you can always go back and watch this later and listen to me say the same things over and over if you want to, going back and forth. That's fine until you get it down. And by the way, you can't mess anything up in Moxi. You can play around with it all you want. There won't be anything you screw up. But here's 3 photos. Now, this particular property pulled in a photo of the furnace room. That's because I did that in the last time I taught the class. It didn't pull it in automatically. But maybe that's not the photo I want in the open house flyer. What do you think? I don't know. If not, I'm just going to click this little trash can button. That's going to delete it off the project. Now, this particular flyer has 3 spots for photos, and that's why it's letting me choose 3 right here. So when I click the little plus sign, I can choose either to upload a photo, maybe I have it saved on my computer, but to make life easier, remember, it pulls your photos from MLS. And so all I'd have to do is click project photos, and you'll see all the listing photos for the property. I like this one. It shows you can fit a king size bed in the bedroom. So that's an important detail to some people. Let's click add selected, and you'll see that now these are the 3 photos that are in my flyer, right? When I click save and continue, it'll let you change up some of the details. Maybe I'm going to change the date to be, I guess it's not January anymore. Time goes by, doesn't it? We're going to be retiring here soon. That's what I feel like. It's going to be on February 10th is my open house. I don't know what day of the week that is, but it probably sounds like a good day to do an open house. You can go down and change the details, click save and continue. And for some reason, again, Jane's picture is not pulling in. And if you have that problem, let us know. But it didn't work for her, but it should pull in automatically. We'll look at that and figure out what the problem is. But now all I have to do to see it is either click preview, but let's say I'm ready to download it and print it in the office with one of the free 50 color copies that I get per month. All I'd have to do is click download PDF, and standard PDF is perfectly fine for these, for a flyer. You'll click this little link here. It's kind of tricky. You feel like you want to click OK and be done with it. No, go up here and click the address where it says 614 Northwest Albatross. It opens up in a new tab. Now, I probably needed to put Jane's photo in there so she doesn't look like she has the frame of a man here. But it does have her photos and description and everything else that we pulled in complete, ready to go. So I made a flyer within 30 seconds. That's probably pretty easy, right? That would be if it's your listing. I'll show you a trick in a little bit if you don't have a listing and you're doing an open house and you need a flyer for somebody else's. I'll show you how to do that here in just a few minutes. So to recap what we've done so far, I have seen the 2 listings that I have available. Both of Jane's are pending, and so it shows me 19 projects that are available for that particular property. Now, if I needed to create a project for maybe a listing that's incoming or coming soon, remember those aren't pulling in automatically quite yet. And let's say we have a coming soon listing that we have the photos saved on our desktop and we want to upload them into the system. That's always an option. You just look over here on the left where it says create new project. All you got to do is put in some basic details. You can choose the project that you want to create. You upload the photos. Once you upload them, it saves them to a folder where you have those in the future for other projects that you want to create for that listing. And that would be the best way to do it if you have a listing that's not pulling into there. Now, if there's a listing that's not yours, maybe you're on a team and the listing pulls up under your team leader's MLS ID, or maybe you're doing a listing for an open house for another agent in the office. An easy way to find those would be up here in the top where it's the listings tab. When I click on that, you'll see Jane's 2 listings, right? Because it says her listings, view my listings, there they are. But if I click the button underneath that, it says view shared listings. It'd be a good time to look at the screen, view shared listings. When I click that, it'll pull up all the listings in the whole company. So here's one, for instance, on, I don't know, Sterling Avenue. That's not a good one. That'd be a good listing, but I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this one up in St. Joe. Nothing wrong with Sterling. Now I'm on recording saying that. Whoever's listing that is, I love you, but we're not going to do an open house for it today. I am going to pick this one on Goff Avenue up in St. Joe. And when I click on it, it's not my listing and it's not Jane's listing. It's somebody's listing, somebody up in St. Joe. I bet I could guess who it was. But maybe I'm going to drive up to St. Joe, which is about an hour and a half away from where I am right now. But I'm going to do an open house up there this weekend. And what I can do is simply either create a project, or I can create a marketing kit for this listing. That's what I'm going to click and show you how impressive it kind of is. Are you ready? I'm going to click Create Marketing Kit. And let's say I'm the agent that's going to do an open house, okay? It's going to give me automatically 5 marketing items from that listing and create an open house marketing kit for me. That's what I'm going to do. You'll see the other options there too. But I'm going to click open house. It's going to load up. It's going to create 5 projects for me. It's literally making them, so it takes a second to do it. It's going to pull on up here, the listing on Goff up in St. Joe. And it says, hey, it's ready for distribution. You're ready to go. So you've got these 5 projects ready to go. And one of them is an Instagram post. One of them is a Facebook post. The other is a great big postcard if you ever wanted to maybe mail those out to people in the subdivision. I know right now that's probably not realistic because homes are selling so quickly that you probably don't have time to mail something. But if you did, by the way, anything that could be printed from Moxi, there's a link, and I'll show it to you. See where it says Express Docs? That's also known as the Print Marketing Center and the greenhouse. And so anything we create that could be printed, all you have to do is click that Express Docs button and you can send it off to the printing company. Simple as that. So that is always an option for you. They're based in Dallas. They would take you a couple days to print it out and ship it out. I will tell you they're very fast. I talked to somebody this morning that did a postcard with them, and they did it last week. It was in their mailbox today. So it's mailed out very quickly, but of course it does take time. So if you're doing an open house Saturday, you probably couldn't order something on a Thursday and expect it to be there, but it is an option to quickly print things. You can always download them as a PDF and print them in the office too. And we do have access to nice color copies and nice paper if you needed it. Probably more commonly is your open house flyer. We showed you how to do that. And then there is an e-postcard that you could use through the marketing center here to email that out to your contacts and say, hey, having an open house, that might be helpful if you've got a sphere of buyers that are a good fit for that property, or maybe you just want to advertise yourself as doing business. That'd be a good way to do it too. So that's how you find listings that are not yours. Would be great for team members or for those of you that might be doing open houses or showings or something like that for a property that's not your listing. Of course, whenever you're creating marketing materials on somebody else's listing, it is important to get permission before you do that, especially when you're posting things on social media or making flyers or postcards. If you're trying to target that neighborhood, that's a great way to advertise yourself as a new agent, is to market around the houses that are listed in your office. But you do need permission by those that are the listing agents before you start doing that. So we're under listings. That's where we found under shared listings. You'll see all the listings and all the properties that the whole company has listed, including that one on Sterling Avenue that I didn't click. I'm sorry, whoever's listing it was. I still like you. But there's everything that you could choose from in there, and that might be helpful for you too. All right, you following me so far? Thanks, Janelle. Really cool. And Alex, you're saying ooh and ah in the chat. I'm sure that's genuine. Appreciate you. All right, you guys, let's look under designs up here, up around on the top right. Not only does Moxi let you advertise your listings and your properties, but it also has some good stock images that you can choose from to market yourself. And actually, one of the agents in Lee Summit did that this week, made a really great Facebook story post, and probably got some reactions off of it. So that's a good way to market yourself, not just with the particular property. So One thing you can do is look through all 6 pages of the different templates here, and I'm just going to kind of scroll through them and show you all the different designs. As you like them, there is a feature that you can favorite them. See this little star here? And then that way you could easily access under your favorites. So let's just star this one, the 11 by 17 brochure, and here it is. So if I wanted to quickly reference something in the future, that'd be a great way to go back in and rather than pulling through 6 pages of it as well. Let's see if there's anything under popular here. I kind of like that one. Maybe I wanted to create a quick little design off of what they have here. Here's one that's a stock image that you can choose that's winter home improvement projects, and you can select that design. There's a little bit of customization that you can do with this one. Not really, it kind of is the way it is, but this might be a great thing to post onto your social pages, whether it be Instagram or Facebook, probably your Facebook business page on this one. But there are some stock images. You would get to that under designs. You could look through all the different pages of designs. Remember, there was a lot of them, and then you can star them as you go to add them to your favorites if you want to quickly reference what you've got going on there. Under contacts is something that we really are not using right now. You would create a contact if you wanted to send out one of those email campaigns that we created in Moxi Impress. And Moxi Impress was something that Moxi purchased from a company called Imprev. And so there is still some integration that's a work in progress, and that's why that contact button is up there for one thing. So it's something that you probably won't use a whole lot of. I just wanted to point it out to you because it is there. You know, I want you to be able to make sense out of why it's there. It's because it's kind of a platform that Moxi is still integrating into their entire ecosystem. So kind of a work in progress there. There's a couple things in the chat. Hey, glad you guys like it. Anna, Alex, glad you guys are enjoying it. It makes it really easy to market yourself and to quickly create some graphics that will probably impress your sellers, number one. Who cares how many contacts you get off the stuff? At least you're doing a great job to represent your sellers by all of these pieces of advertising. But hey, you might generate some extra business off of it as well. This is a tool that we have never had access to as an agent within the company, so it's really helpful to be able to create real simple marketing pieces. And by the way, for free, you know, I know agents in the country that pay big money for marketing systems like this. And previously, agents had to pay for this system called Imprev, and a lot of agents did pay big money for it. And now it's rolled into what we are providing Realogy with our franchise fees as agents. We pay that out of every transaction. We have a really great low franchise fee, so I think it's a steal of a deal that we're getting when it comes to having access to these tools. So hopefully you guys see how this would be useful in your business. We kind of flew through a lot of the different things today and definitely created a website for a property. We created a flyer for an open house. I showed you customizing one of those videos. And I also showed you how to find other agents' listings so you can generate marketing materials off of those too, of course, with their permission. Under this create new project is where you would create a listing that might be in incoming status or more likely coming soon type of thing. You can do that too, but hopefully that helps you know what we covered. I want to show you just briefly where you can go for help on Moxi, because there will be a time in your life where you're like, you know what, I just don't remember what Patrick told me and you need help. And it's really easy. First thing you got to remember is Moxi doesn't have any E's in it. It's got 0 E's. We did create an email address for you though. It's moxihelp@kansascityhomes.com. Whoops, I clicked too soon. I got too excited. moxihelp@kansascityhomes.com is the email address that you should email us if you have any questions or concerns or any glitches that you find. That goes to a whole team of us, and we're able to kind of triage the situation depending on who needs to help with that particular problem or question. And so it goes to a whole bunch of us, and the benefit of that is that you get an answer quickly. And most of the time, you know, we're able to send it to Moxi and get a resolution for you within a couple of days. So they are very responsive to us. They know that we are beta testing the system, and so it'd be really helpful to reach out to us if you experience anything. We don't know about it until you tell us, and so you can email it there. That'll likely auto fill into your Gmail when you do that as well. So appreciate those of you that are watching the recording for tuning in today. If you have any questions, you can always email us and let us know. We're always here to help you. Those of you watching live and watching the recording, we are rolling out Moxi to you as it comes to us. And so there are things that we will find that are glitches. We will find things that are not perfect. The idea behind it is that we're rolling it out for you to be able to use as a tool in your business, tools that will really help to elevate the marketing that you're doing, especially with the Impress stuff that I showed you today. So stay tuned in and keep watching the trainings that we're offering. Over the next few weeks, we're going to train you on how to clean up your contacts a little bit as you maybe take them from MLS and import them into your Google contacts. We've talked about that quite a bit, and we'll have another class on that coming soon too. And then sooner than later, we're going to dig into the CRM part of Moxi so you can figure out how to send email drip campaigns to your people and how the system reminds you to be in touch with who at the right time based on their activity on the website. So stay tuned for all of those marketing and training classes too. We're excited for those. The best thing to know about Moxi and any system that you're learning is nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing is going to change your business 100%. It's only as good as what you're doing in it. So learn the things, keep coming to the classes, but just know that there will be glitches. There are things that we're working through. That's why we're here to help you. And we're excited to roll it out to you because it's something that we've never been able to offer you as an agent before. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you've had a great time and learned a lot. Those of you that are watching live, stick with me a couple minutes and we'll finish up, but hope to see you guys watching the recording another time soon.